video guys. Like, the guys that are making the Titantron videos, holy shit, a lot of them are really, really cool. Like, when you're looking at them, you're like, whoa, that's really fucking neat. Overall, I gave the match a 3.5 stars, but I took it to a fucking 2.5 stars because that goddamn subtitle thing. There's like a black bar on the bottom of it, and it was all fucking code. It didn't make any sense.
And on my end, I took it as a production error, so I gave it, a good 3.5 to 3.75 because the fight, all in all, was really good. The little conflict at the end kind of gave them another level, so it wasn't just a match. It almost became personal. So, that's why I bumped it up to the 7.5 after the fact.
Right.
It was very action-packed, but, the hesitation, the, unchoreographed at a few spots. But, I mean, that finisher at the end, I called it the box munch finisher. How she just, eat my box, I'm holding your legs, count it out, let's get her done. It was like, what the fuck? I loved it. I was like during the replay, I'm like, watch,
Right.
It was, I was like, box munch finisher. It's like the best way to call it. It's hilarious. I really liked it. It's a perfect submission. Like there was no way to get out of it. You could kick, but she was holding your legs,
Right. And I guess I just misspoke about the whole Awesome Kong thing. That was during a different match because I'm retarded. But there was a brawl at the end between, Britt Baker and, what's her name?
Brie.
Yeah, Brie. And they were, really fucking hitting each other. It was sweet.
Yeah. And if it didn't get broken up, there probably would have been a little red action coming out of the eyebrow of... God damn it, I'm mixing up their names. First time of me seeing them, so I mean I apologize, but it looked like it could have been worse if Nakajima didn't pull the one away and they didn't walk out of there, and split up. It was real close. It was really cool though.
It was. And
the one thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and the looseness of her hair, like it. I mean, I'm glad that they have the rules. You can't just grab the hair and rip someone down like, you'd see in like WWE. I've seen that a few times where someone used, something about someone against them and not use a proper wrestling move. But I'm glad that didn't happen. But at the same time, it's like you're creating a blind spot for yourself when the hair gets in your face, whether it's, a deterrent or not,
Right, and a lot of times
that's really the only thing too.
They do use a hair move. They're normally not actually pulling on the hair. They just have their hands in it, and then the person will hold onto their arms. That's an interesting way to make it look like you're throwing them by the hair. But next there was that promo with Kip Sabian. I thought it was a good promo. He seemed pretty confident. His accent and stuff. It looked like the announcer was getting more comfortable, and I did like his thoughts on the whole Elite thing, like Kenny Omega being in the Elite, so it's like, I forgot what he said about it, but it was, I liked his thoughts on it. Overall, I gave the buy-in.
Yeah, I thought that came across really well.
2.5 stars.
Yeah, I could see that a little bit, yeah. Like of the whole buy-in itself, encompassing the average between the two, I'd be pretty close to that too.
So I was really excited for Jericho and the Young Bucks and Jungle Boy. The whole super bad thing was meh, but that was like the beginning of the Fight for the Fallen start. And the whole opening credits thing, I liked it a lot. It was like showing all the big moves from all the previous pay-per-views. Remember what it's like to be a fan again. Had that 30 for 30 feel with the commentator going. I also want to give Jericho a thank you. Always thank him. Overall, it was like a good card.
Thank you, Jericho.
All the matches seemed like it was going to be a good card.
Mm-hmm.
And next we have the MJF, Sammy Guevara, Shawn Spears versus Darby Allin, Havoc, and Joey Janela. Holy shit. The team of Darby Allin,
That
Havoc,
was
and
a
Joey
really good one.
Janela is a dream team. Holy shit.
Yeah, I agree. That was action-packed, high-flying. I mean, Darby did the handstand flip over the top, which
Fucking love that.
I feel is going to start to be his signature move. I mean, he did it in the last one. He did it in this one. I'm like, fuck yes! It was really cool. I really like the fluidity of the whole thing. They were great teamwork. The MJF, Shawn Spears, and what the hell
their
is
whole
his name again?
beef.
The other one.
Their whole
They
beef with
hated each other. They were hitting each other, flipping each other off, and hiding from each other. When one would go in the ring, the other one would MJF would scoot the fuck out the way quick, and it was like they were against each other. Like, didn't one of them hit the other one at one point too? Like,
yeah, he did. There was a huge taunt too. He did one of his signature things and then flipped him off. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I almost thought it was the Egos versus the Goths and Joey.
Yeah.
Joey Janela, I think he should give his glasses to a fan member or something, because those things are cool.
Yeah, kind of like what Cody does when he rips his shirt off and throws it in the crowd, you know? I almost think each one of them, I think this is majority of celebrities, they should all have a signature handoff to a crowd member, you know?
Yeah, there was a lot of audience.
That's just cool.
Audience members yelling for Darby. I liked how he stayed in character, even when he was on the side, and he was you could just see it, you know? What is it? Havoc off the rope, the acid rainmaker. Holy shit! I have it. Holy shit written here. That was insane. Let's see. Darby, yeah, he had a big pop. Everybody likes Darby. I like Darby. I think he's great. Janela did a neck drop off the apron. Any move on that fucking apron side thing just gets me. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, there were a couple cringes, and it's how are you still alive, Darby? What are you doing? But they're he's powered off of pain. He loves the pain.
Right.
He doesn't feel the pain. He's fueled by the pain.
It really,
his character is just badass.
It really got me excited for All Out.
Dead eye stare. It's fucking cool. Yes.
Because all of the
just that
in-betweens between all those 6 people made it where you could have 3 amazing different matches and it could be fucking awesome.
I mean, just that a little bit of Jericho taunt that you get, you know, that made me pumped up for it. That little bit that he did on Twitter alone, you know, prior to all this, you know, I just want to thank you. And not from the crowds. Fuck the crowds. I don't need nothing from them. You know?
Right.
Fucking, I was like, holy shit, stir it up, man.
Right.
I really enjoyed that. That was cool. And I mean, we'll get to a little more of him, but
right.
You know,
I really enjoyed
really
all the recaps after the match because it was all the best moves. It was really cool. Okay, whoa, you know, this is fucking sweet. They also had a little. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no! I was just gonna hop back just real quick because you brought up the recap of the Nakajima fight. Was the Northern Light suplex that?
Oh yes.
What's her face did? It was perfectly executed, very smooth, very quick, and it's one of it's her finisher move. I guess is one of the things they were saying, but it's. You know, a couple times she tried it and it didn't work, but when it went, I was like, holy shit, I got it written down here with a bunch of lines coming off it. Fucking, that was really cool. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to jump back, but I forgot about that part.
There was a side promo
really
where they had a drunk guy, I noticed, and he was yelling at somebody. It was really strange. And then they went to, like, the private party guys. And then they kicked the other guy out because he wasn't in the private party.
Yeah.
I got a good laugh out of that. I'm like, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then they cut to the promo of Brandy Rhodes doing her thing, and Allie and Brandy, and it's pretty much boner time for fake tits. They both seem fake.
And that's yes. I was just gonna say that's when it trickled out a bit for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's probably when I felt like a lot of the fights at that point were slow, finisher, action-packed before the finisher, and then the next one went, kind of did that a little bit too.
It seems like there was too many distractions and not enough moves.
Yes, and not only that, something I noticed, and I think I even mentioned to you, was the Fighter Fest that we watched, prior to this, one of our comments was how loose, the undergarments were,
Mm-hmm.
And this time around, Jungle Boys were tightened up. Like, it was good. But one thing I noticed in this one is, they still had, front space, so, they didn't have to worry, like, on that end. But the women's, like this Brandy Rhodes versus Allie, theirs were up their ass.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Brandy Rhodes kept pulling hers out, and it's like, I get it,
Right, you're trying
to get a little bit of sex appeal, and trying to
It was just a little much,
but Yeah. I mean, I'm watching it for the battle. Maybe some people are watching it, for the sex appeal in that scene, or those fights or whatever. But I mean, it didn't take away necessarily, but it, it's a little distracting. Mostly because she kept reaching for her ass and pulling it back out. Like, right. So
I noticed that
it created the hesitations again, and I gave that one a 2-star.
I gave it a 1-star. It was awful. Mm-hmm. None of the moves landed. It seemed super fake. Allie was like, it seemed super scripted. Allie was waiting for her leg to catch it. It was.
Yep.
I think I said out loud, I'm like, you punch like a girl. But the one thing I thought was great about that match was the commentary when JR said something about Awesome Kong's oven mitt size hands, and it went all the way from like Aliens to Area 51 for somehow. Like he made it go that direction. I'm like, what the fuck?
Dude, at the end of it though, when Asia Kong came out, I was like, oh my god, there's one too many Kong in this room. It's not going to end well.
And a quick trivia for anybody that knows Awesome Kong. She's in the show Glow, which has a new season coming out, season 3, where they go to Vegas and stuff. So that should be pretty cool. She's played a really good character on that show. I can't remember what the name of her wrestler in that, but I think she was the Welfare Queen. That's what her name was. And she didn't like it because it, was kind of racist. And it brings a really good light to, I guess, women's wrestling. And I think the majority of the good women wrestlers are still in WWE. I think there's a huge gap between the women wrestlers and the male wrestlers in AEW right now. Besides the Japanese women. Oh.
Tame with a little tilde above it. It's a Tame, maybe.
Tame,
pronounced.
Yeah. I don't know anybody it's a really good show. It's worth a watch. It's based in the 80s when women's wrestling was just starting out and stuff. But let's get to the match that I love the most. The Dark Order, which is and Jake Evans, and Jungle Boy and the Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus new mask is dope as fuck, dude.
That was amazing. I was a huge fan of his new face. That was really cool looking.
I didn't know.
I kind of wish they had a black light around, for that fight. I mean, I understand it needs to be well lit, so everyone can see, but I really feel like quite a few of those guys would have been glowing,
Mm-hmm.
You know, that chartreuse